What if I told you that the future of hybrid SUVs is already sitting right in front of you, and most people haven't even noticed yet? Welcome back to AutoVibe 365, where we don't just review cars, we experience them. In today's video, we're stepping into something that feels less like a traditional SUV and more like a carefully engineered statement of where the automotive world is heading. The 2027 BYD Seal U DM-i is not just another hybrid. It's a signal that the balance between efficiency, technology, and design has officially shifted. Before we go deeper, a quick note. Some visuals you'll see in this video are AI generated for illustration purposes. They are designed to help you imagine the concept and experience of the vehicle, but small details may differ from the real production model. Now, let's begin. The first impression of the Seal U DM-i is surprisingly calm, almost confident in a quiet way. It doesn't try to shout for attention like many aggressive SUVs in this segment. Instead, it leans into a clean, modern design language. The front fascia carries a smooth, aerodynamic face with sharp lighting signatures that stretch across the body like a line of precision. It feels futuristic, but not exaggerated. As the camera moves around the exterior, you start noticing the details. The body lines are carefully sculpted to guide airflow rather than just decorate the surface. The proportions are balanced, tall enough to feel like a proper SUV, yet sleek enough to maintain a coupe-inspired flow. The wheels sit confidently under the arches, giving it a planted stance that suggests stability even before the engine starts. And when it does start, the hybrid system doesn't roar. It breathes into life. That's the essence of DMI technology. It's not about brute force, but intelligent energy management. The electric motor takes the lead in low-speed driving, creating a near-silent glide that feels almost surreal in a vehicle this size. Now imagine pulling out onto a smooth highway. The Seal U DM-i doesn't rush. It builds speed in a controlled, refined way. There's no drama, just continuous, seamless motion. That's where BYD's hybrid tuning starts to show its strength. It prioritizes efficiency without sacrificing the feeling of real-world responsiveness. Inside the cabin, things take a different turn. The moment you open the door, you're met with surprisingly premium environment. Soft-touch materials dominate the dashboard, and the design is minimal but intelligent. Everything is placed where it should be, not where it looks flashy. The large central display sits like a command center, while the digital cluster gives you clean, readable driving data. The steering wheel feels solid, and yes, you'll notice the BYD branding clearly centered, reminding you that this is part of a growing global automotive shift. The seating position is slightly elevated, giving you a commanding view of the road, but still wrapped in comfort. As you sit inside, there's a sense of calm that modern SUVs often struggle to achieve. Road noise is impressively controlled, and even at higher speeds, the cabin maintains a soft acoustic environment. It's the kind of space where long journeys feel less tiring, which is exactly what hybrid SUV buyers are looking for today. But here's where things get more interesting. Because while the Seal U DM-i looks like a comfort-focused family SUV on the surface, there's a layer of intelligence underneath that changes the equation. The hybrid system is constantly deciding whether to run on electric power, engine power, or a combination of both. And the transition between these modes is so smooth that most drivers won't even notice it happening. At this point, you might be thinking, how does it compare to rivals like the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid or Hyundai Tucson Hybrid? Well, Toyota still holds a strong reputation for long-term hybrid reliability, and Hyundai brings strong design and feature packages. But the Seal U DM-i is trying to do something slightly different. It's not just competing on efficiency or features. It's aiming to deliver a more tech-forward, almost EV-like experience while still keeping the flexibility of a hybrid system. And that leads us to an important question. Is this SUV actually trying to replace traditional hybrids, or is it preparing drivers for a full electric future? Because the driving experience often feels like a bridge between two worlds. You get the familiarity of fuel-based driving, but also the silence and smoothness of an electric vehicle. It's a combination that makes sense in real-world usage, especially for drivers who aren't ready to fully commit to charging infrastructure yet. Now, let's talk about performance in a practical sense. This is not a performance SUV in the traditional sense. You won't find aggressive acceleration that pushes you into your seat like a sports vehicle. Instead, you get something far more usable. Acceleration is linear, predictable, and tuned for efficiency. Overtaking on highways feels confident, and city driving becomes almost effortless thanks to electric assistance. Safety is another area where BYD has been steadily improving, and the Seal U DM-i continues that trend. Multiple driver assistance systems work in the background. Lane support, adaptive cruise control, and emergency braking systems all contribute to a more secure driving experience. It's not about removing the driver, but about reducing stress during long or congested drives. As we move toward the end of our journey, it becomes clear that this SUV isn't trying to win by being the fastest or the loudest. It's trying to win by being the most balanced. But of course, no car is perfect. You might not choose the Seal U DM-i if you're looking for raw performance or sporty handling. Enthusiast drivers who want sharp steering feedback and aggressive acceleration may find it too relaxed. Also, depending on your region, brand perception might still be developing compared to established Japanese or European rivals. However, if your priority is efficiency, comfort, modern technology, and a smooth transition into electrified driving, then this SUV starts to make a lot of sense. So who is it really for? It's for the driver who values calm over chaos. For someone who wants modern design without unnecessary complexity. And for anyone who is ready to experience a hybrid that feels closer to an electric vehicle than a traditional combustion SUV. And that's the real takeaway here. The 2027 BYD Seal U DM-i isn't just another entry in the hybrid segment. It's a sign of where the industry is quietly heading. A future where driving is not about noise or aggression, but about intelligence, efficiency, and seamless motion. And maybe that future is already here. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.